Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is definitely less serious, more fun, but today I am going to be doing the baby name tag, and I've seen this quite a few times. The most recent one that I watched that I loved was Emily Norris's. If you've never seen her channel, I'm going to link it down below for you guys because I really like her channel, and she is a mom in the UK and she has 3 boys. And I just love her channel. So I'll link that down below for you guys if you're interested, but I'm sure most of you already know who that is. So let's get started. Everything I need on these sheets of paper right here. So without further ado, the first is pick your favorite boy's name and favorite girl's name on last year's top 100 list. And my favorite was number 78, and that is Caroline, obviously for a girl. I've always really liked this name. I would love to maybe use it one day, but that's my favorite girl name. And my favorite boy name was number 32, and that was Sebastian. I love this name a lot too. My husband's just never really been keen to want to use it, but if I had my way, I definitely would have a Sebastian. The next one is what is your least favorite off that list, and I actually don't really dislike any of those names. The only way I could even pick ones that I dislike were going based off of spelling, and so my least favorite girl's name on the list was number 99, and that is the name Jordan. And the way it was spelled on the list, Jordyn, that's the only reason why I picked it, because I feel like the child might be having to, correct people and tell them how they spell it their whole life. And for the boy, I picked number 30, which is Jace. And typically, I love the name Jace, but spelled this way, again, the same premise. I feel like they're going to be correcting people on the spelling their entire life. So that's the only reason why I picked it. I really had to start nitpicking because I actually didn't dislike anything on that list. The next question is, what would I name boy, oh my goodness, my dog, girl, and boy twins? So for boy twins, I chose the names Jensen and Jude, 2 names that I just love very well, and I just think they would go really good as a sibling set for twins. The girl twins, I picked Georgina and Gemma. Again, I just think of like a Georgie and a Jimmy, and I just think those are such cute names, and I would love to see like a pair of twin girls named that. And for the boy-girl, I picked Warren and Maisie. I feel like these names go pretty well together as a sibling set. They're both older names and they're both 2 syllables, and I just love both of them. You guys probably have seen my favorite baby names videos from before, and both of those names were on those lists. The next one is, what would I change my name to if I could? And I think I've mentioned this before just slightly, but I am actually changing my first legal name because my first legal name is Brianna, but I've only ever gone by Anna my entire life, so we are changing it to Anna in real life. So I actually am, that's what I would change. But if I wasn't going off of what my actual name is, I would say that I would change my name to Allison. And I've always just really liked that name, and I've been told a few times that I look like one, so I probably would change it to that if I had to pick a name other than my own. The next one is, I have 4 kids and they all have to start with the same letter for their names. So I picked the letter M, and I chose to do boy, girl. So I chose for the 2 boys, Miller and Maverick, and for the 2 girls, Matilda and Maisie. I know I've already used Maisie, but I just love that name, so I had to include it. The next one is, what is my favorite animal inspired name? And I chose 2, one for girl, one for boy. For a girl, I chose Wren, obviously inspiring from a bird. And for a boy, I chose Orson. And Orson actually means bear cub, and I thought that was just the cutest name. The next question is, what is my favorite color inspired name? And again, I'm gonna do girl and boy. For girl, I would have to say Sienna. I've always liked that name in general, and I totally forgot that it was having to deal with a color. I believe it means light brown or brown. And for a boy, I chose Gray. This name obviously is more of a popular name, but I really like Gray. I just think it sounds very masculine. And the next one is, what are my top 3 favorite boy names? And probably no surprise to you guys who actually follow my channel. My top 3 boys names that I chose were Jensen, Charleston, and Rafferty. Those are my top favorites just in general. So obviously I had to include those. And my top 3 favorite girls names are Ireland, Janae, and Astoria. You guys probably, again, have heard those on my channel before, and nothing's really changed. I'm still in love with all of those names. The next one is, what is your favorite celeb baby name? And I obviously like quite a few. I, again, had a celebrity baby name series on my channel, but the one that I went with was the name Memphis, and this is the name of Bono's daughter, and I believe it's Jason Aldean's choice for his son. I don't know what it is about the name. I just think it sounds really edgy and really cool. The next one is, what are my favorite guilty pleasure names? And I almost hesitate even telling you guys because I've mentioned this name before to someone and they were like, what? But I included two because there's two that I really, really like that are like my guilty pleasure names, and they're both just kind of like, I don't know that I ever could actually use them. But the first one is Hermione. Obviously I heard it on Harry Potter, but I know it's actually an older literary name. So I actually probably would use it in real life, but my husband's like, no, never gonna happen. And the other name is the name Electra. I don't know what it is about the name Electra that I like. Everyone's like, oh, like Carmen Electra, and not quite. I really liked the movie Daredevil when it came out. If you guys remember, Ben Affleck played Daredevil, and he met Electra. And then there was a second movie called Electra, kind of following her. So they're both like Marvel comic book characters, I believe. And I don't know, I've always liked the name Electra. The next one is, what are your favorite food and drink inspired names? And honestly, I had to look this up because nothing was really coming to me. But then when I saw the list, I was like, oh, totally. So I picked three. The first one is Clementine. I just love this name. It sounds like Southern. It sounds super cute. I also like the name Kale. I wouldn't spell it like kale though. I probably would spell it with a C to kind of soften it. And some people wouldn't directly correlate it to like the lettuce. And then I also like the name Pepper. I met a little girl named Pepper who was 2 years old about a year and a half ago, and the name just fit her personality. She was short, little blonde bob hair, and she was so adorable. And actually I've kind of liked this name, and it's kind of come back and forth to me ever since I watched Cry Baby way back then. You guys probably remember Johnny Depp was like 20 years old when he filmed the movie, and it was like a musical type movie, and Ricky Lake's character, I believed, was Pepper, or maybe it was her son or daughter. Either his sister or one of her kids was named Pepper, and I've just loved the name ever since. The next one is, what is your favorite month name? And I really like two pretty equally. I love the name August for a boy. I've always really been keen on that name. My husband just has never liked it, so it's never really come up, and we've never had a son. But I also like the name June for a girl. I just think June is so cute, so sweet and to the point. I just think of June as being like a very innocent but yet bubbly spirited girl. So those are the two that I chose. The next one is, what is your favorite name from a movie? And anytime ever that someone says, what's your favorite name from a movie? The first movie that ever comes into my head is A Walk to Remember. It's one of my all-time favorites. And obviously the name Landon, I think once that movie came out, that's where a lot of people got inspiration for naming their kids Landon. I just really liked his character and kind of the development that he went throughout the movie. So I think that's kind of why I really liked the name. I would probably never actually use it just because we know personally quite a few Landons and we're friends with their parents. So it probably would get a little bit confusing, but I have honestly always adored this name. I now have a companion on the bed. The next one is, and the last one is, favorite name that's already in your family. And I chose the name Ryan. Ryan is my sister's middle name, and it's also my husband's nephew's middle name, or middle name. It's his first name. His first name, my sister's middle name. And I really like the name Ryan. I think it would be confusing if we actually used it because my husband's name is Brian. But I just like this name. Everyone can spell it. You know, there's not many Ryans that I've met with first names of Ryan. But I don't know, it's just one of those names that I feel like ages you from like little to big, and I don't know. I've never met a Ryan that I haven't liked, so I don't know. I've always just liked that name so much. So that's it, guys. I am done with my list, done with this baby name tag. I challenge all of you to go out and do this baby name tag if you enjoyed it. I think this is definitely a nice change from all the serious videos that I post sometimes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.